Hey guys, welcome. Today I am sharing with you how to make these DIY fire starters that you can take backpacking and car camping. Now, years ago I was camping with a friend and she was throwing pieces of dryer lint into the fire to get it going, and I was like, oh, that's a brilliant idea. And so I started saving my dryer lint. Then years after that, my boyfriend Nick was like, why are you saving all this dryer lint? And I explained to him that it can help start a fire, and then he was like, oh wait, I'll show you something that I learned back when I was a kid, and that is what I am going to show you today. All right, so here's what you're going to need: an empty egg carton, some parchment paper, scissors, yarn, plain unscented candle or candle wax, an empty bean container to melt your wax in, some dryer lint, and if you don't have dryer lint, you can use newspaper, or this is some packing paper from a recent package I got. So start with the egg carton and just cut off the sides so that you only have the bottom left. And then cut the bottom into 12 individual little pods, trying to maintain the shape as much as you can. Once you've done that, it's time to stuff these little egg carton pods with either dryer lint or the newspaper or packing paper. If you're using the paper, tear off a piece and crumple it into a little ball, and then place it inside an egg carton pod, and then fold over the corners to create a nice little cube. And then if you're using the dryer lint, basically do the same thing, grab a little ball of it, and then place it inside a pod and fold over the corners. And you'll continue this for all 12 of your egg carton pieces. Once you're done, it is time to tie them together. So cut off a piece of your yarn. If you don't have yarn, you can also use dental floss in a pinch. And the purpose of this is to, one, hold the little cube together, and then two, to have a piece of string for you to hold on to as you dip these things in wax. So tie it like you would a present and just really try and get it double knotted so it doesn't come undone. And this is probably the most tedious part of the process, so I recommend putting on your favorite audiobook or your favorite show and just relaxing, having a little craft time to yourself. No need for this to be perfect here. Again, it's just to hold it closed before you get the wax in there. Okay, so now we have to melt the wax, and I actually recommend that you get a few smaller, unscented, boring candles instead of one big one like I have here, because it's just a lot easier to melt a few smaller pieces. But whatever you have, melt it down. I'm using the bean can. I'm just gonna melt my wax in that, and then place it on a towel, and then place the parchment paper also on the table. Once you are all set up with that, simply grab a piece of string and dip your pod into the wax. You can use a spoon here to kind of press it down. It will start to bubble a little bit as the wax goes into the carton. Really get it saturated with the wax, and then pull it up, let it drip a little bit, getting the excess wax off there, and then place it on your parchment paper to cool down. And then you'll repeat this for all of the remaining fire starters. And that is it. Once the wax has cooled, you can cut off some excess pieces of string and just make it look a little tidier. But that's it. Store them in a baggie and just bring them with you on all your camping trips. When you're out camping, all you have to do is just light the corner of your fire starter and it will catch. And then simply place that down into your fire pit. And then you can begin to layer your fire up around that. And this thing will typically burn for about 10 minutes. So it's a really great, easy way to start a fire. And I couldn't end this video without the words of Smokey the Bear: if it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. Remember to fully extinguish your fire and don't leave it unattended. We do not want to create any wildfires out there. We want to leave things just as we found it so that everyone can enjoy. So please make sure you put your fire out. There you have it, cheap DIY fire starters that actually actually work, that you can take backpacking or car camping. If you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more backpacking resources. I'll see you guys in the next video.